Speed tuning seems extremely complicated, and it definitely can be, but if you start with the basics, it's well worth it. Finally, he sleeps here with another video in the Beginner's Guide series to Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to talk about speed tuning your arena team. There are some missions that require gold at like 2,000 trophies, and one of the easiest ways to reach it is with a speed tuned team. First though, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube and turn on notifications so you won't miss when any of my videos go live for Raid or any of the other games that I create content for. Check out finallysleeps.com and Twitch too, where you can find me playing live throughout the week. There are a lot of different techniques you can use to tackle arena battles. In the beginning, it's usually about sending in your best champions and looking for the highest team power while only attacking teams with power levels below your own. But you'll soon start to realize that power rating doesn't mean much when facing a team that's tuned properly. In fact, you're going to start facing teams that are lower power rating than you, and you're never even going to really get to start because before you really had a chance to dig in, your whole team is dead, and none of your turn meters have even filled up. That's where speed tuning really comes in. Raid is a game of numbers. Everything is relatively predictable when you start to follow the math. If you're doing that, following the math, you'll unlock a deeper level of play and find a newfound respect for video game stats. Now, when battles begin, the player with the highest speed goes first because their turn meter will fill up the quickest. Then the next fastest, and then the next, and so on, barring any debuffs slowing them down or a player so quick that they've cycled back around for a second turn. Speed is key in the arena. Next, you're going to consider what each of your champions bring to the table. What kind of champ are they? Are they debuff champions? Are they debuffing the enemy and taking down them that way? Or are they buffing your own team and building your guys up? Are they providing support like shields and healing? Or are they damage dealers? And if so, are they nuking everyone or only one person on that team? Or are they just dealing damage to the weakest guy out there? This all comes into play when you head into the arena. To figure out what order your champions are going to go, you need to look at their overall speed, which takes into consideration their gear, their base levels, and anything you've done in the Great Hall. Next, you'll want a team leader with speed as their aura. So that it's going to increase the ally speed in at least the arena or most likely in all battles, such as High K giving out ally speed bump by 19% in all battles. Now this is High K. She is the go-to speed lead early on in the game. She's not only fast herself, but her A2 attack, Rally the Horde, buffs your whole team with increased speed for 2 turns. She should have the highest speed on your team. That way she can buff everyone and improve the team's speed even further when she goes for her first turn. There are lots of speed leads you can use, but if you have High K, she's an epic, and she usually pops up in, with some ancient shards throughout. She's pretty standard, and she's a good option to go with. Now, my High K has a speed of 250 for this build because that's all I focused on was just speed, speed, speed. Next, your second fastest champion, the one with the second highest speed rating, is going to need to either provide an increased attack buff for your team or decrease defense debuff against the opposing team. Now there's plenty of options for this second level, the second champ that goes, but for me it's Seeker, whose A2 skill, Tailwind, not only fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, but it also places a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then he goes ahead and attacks. Again, he's bringing higher speed and higher attack to the table for me in this build. My Seeker has a speed of 230, which has him going second. Now for your third champion, this is where your options start to come in. If you have a buff champion in your second spot, like I do with Seeker, then you'll either want a debuffer sending a decreased defense debuff to your opponent's team, or your first damage dealer. It kind of depends on how much attack you actually have. And those decreased defense champions are a little bit tougher to come by. For my team, though, I have my first damage dealer in the 3rd spot with Ninja, where his A3 skill, Scion Slash, hits everyone and has a 75% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the opponent's team. Now, my Ninja's speed for this is 205 in this build, which puts him in 3rd place. Going last is my last damage dealer, massive damage dealer in Kale. He can rain hellfire down on the entire opposing team. So that's kind of the flow. You build the team up, you knock the other team down, and then you hit as much damage as you can as quick as you possibly can. For this one, he's got a speed rating of 181, and this A2 skill, Acid Rain, attacks all enemies and then fills his turn meter by 25% for any enemy that he kills, and filling the turn meter is just another bump in speed. Now that gives me their order of High K at 250, Seeker at 230, Ninja at 205, and Kale at 181. And during that process, they're either knocking down the other enemy, killing them, or slowing the turn meters. Speed is the #1 priority for tuning a team or for gearing the team. Then you need to focus on the obvious. Debuffers need high accuracy so their debuffs stick. Damage dealers need high attack, crazy high critical rate. Once you need to get above 100%, then it goes into their critical damage. You want as high critical damage as you can, so they're putting up big numbers when they do hit. Now, if you have a high enough speed where you can get all 4 of your champions to run their routine before the other team ever has a chance to fill their turn meters, you can destroy opponents before they even knew what hit them. You're going to watch your numbers, pay attention to their turn rotation, and now with the ability, as long as you use the team presets, you can go in and adjust what each person's skill rotation looks like. And you have more control over how they attack the other team. So if we look at let's do Ninja, for example. I've got Scion Slash right here listed as his opener to use in his first turn in first round, and then it kicks over to Scion Slash and then Hail Burn. You can tune them as specifically the way you want them to attack the other teams. This is a big deal, and it was just in the last update. Now, this is just an obvious sample of what you can do when tuning a team. There's so much more involved in it, but this gives you an idea of where to start. This is a beginner's guide to Raid, so hopefully this will give you enough info to build from and dig deeper into Raid. Speed needs to be above 200 at a minimum, as high as you can. The higher the better for your speed lead. If you're looking for a full crazy fast speed build and you're quick enough in dealing enough damage on top of debuffs, you can direct all of your gear towards speed and damage. Make sure you check out my other beginners guys videos on Raid. Links are in the description. Make sure you subscribe here at YouTube so you never miss when a video goes live. Thanks for hanging out with me today. As long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep making videos.